Hello YouTube, hello 18. You like that? Thank you, editor, for telling me what 18 is. I saw that in the comment section of the damn video and I did not know what it meant, and my editor, she's Filipina, and she explained it. So yeah, thank you, and hello 18. You guys have just, like, oh my gosh, you blew my channel up. I mean, you know, it's been growing, but like, you guys came in and just rocked it. So I mean, thank you all so much. And so everybody said, I've got to look at Time. So here we go. I'm going to check it out. I'm sick, you guys. I'm getting over an illness. So I apologize if my voice is not in great shape. I'm doing my best. I'm hanging in there. But yeah, this is Time from the First Take by SB19. Let's get to it. I'm excited.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes. I'm so nervous again.
Of course, this is the first take. Hello everyone, we're SB19. We're back here again. This time, we're going to perform one of our more emotional songs from our latest EP called Simula at Wakas. And it is called Time. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Riding in bed, numb and upset. Your hands on a clock, I'm moving along. It feels like I'm dead, but I'm here instead. Please make it stop. I'm always wrong and stuck inside my never-ending thoughts.
Huh.
I'm trying hard 'cause I know what it costs.
Oh, that's very, very different from, I can't remember their names, guys. Sorry. I'm new to this band, so I don't know all their names yet. But the guy with the blonde hair on the left, that's totally different from the last one where he was doing like the really low bassy stuff. He's really utilizing a lot of his head voices, you know, what some people call it falsetto, M2 head voice. You know, any of those terms can work for it, but he's moving up into the higher range a little bit. That's not at all what he did in the last song. So yeah, everybody told me this song has a lot more singing in it than Damn did, because Damn has a lot, like, the rapping and the singing is a little more sparse. This absolutely has a whole lot more singing in it already. The first singer, very clearly a tenor, very clearly in the upper range of the voice, and the guy on the left with the blonde hair, yeah, I would still say that he's like a baritone bass. And then the thing is interesting about baritones, I am one myself, like a bass baritone, so I can say this with some authority. We tend to have an easier time navigating the head voice than our tenor counterparts do. So I'm not surprised that they're letting him use the head voice heavy stuff, because it's very common that basses and baritones have an easier time, because there's a much bigger change in the engagement of the muscle groups, and it's a little bit sciencey. There's two main muscles: cricothyroid, thyroretinoid. Cricothyroid predominantly controls your head voice. Thyroretinoid predominantly controls your chest voice. And basses, baritones, either or combination voices tend to be able to much more easily change the transitions between the two, because it feels very different. Like if I'm down here, it's very different than if I'm up here, right? So bass baritones tend to have an easier time, whereas tenors, a lot of that stuff is kind of close and everything feels sort of similar, and so tenors tend to not struggle, but it's not quite as easy. So I'm not surprised at all to have him utilizing his head voice like that. It's cool. It's interesting to hear the range, no pun intended, of sounds he can create. It's cool.
They will run out of time, memories will leave me behind, many things we can control. I hope you know it's better to try, 'cause one day we'll run out of. All of these are natural, no one's really in control, but we live a little 'cause we know when we vanish we don't really go. So I try to run an extra mile, hoping for a sign. If there isn't one, then I'm leaving mine. And for those behind, seeking you will find there's no reason not to try.
Yeah, so the two voices there, I think it was his name, Stell. Did I get that right? Is it Stell? The guy on the far right, the really high voice. In a choral group, we would call him a tenor 1, which is the highest tenor. He's like he's kind of teetering on the countertenor, like almost like female soprano, like range and timbre up there. I don't know if he's full on countertenor because it does have a little bit more of like a chesty voice than you'd have with your typical countertenor, who's predominantly going to be using all the sound in the upper head voice. But yeah, it's definitely got the much more of a chesty sound than your typical true countertenor that's singing completely falsetto in the soprano range. But he's way up there, definitely getting close. I mean, that is, you know, moving around fifth octave type stuff, and many of my tenor students have always are hoping they can hit that illustrious C5 and get up into the fifth octave. So he's up there like it's nothing. The meaning of this song is really good. I like it a lot. It's you know, it's that timeless idea of like, if you don't do what you need to do, if you don't go ahead and take your chance, or if you don't go ahead and go for it or put the work in or whatever, like, you're gonna run out of time one day. You're gonna look back and wish you hadn't. It's funny, there's a Pink Floyd song off of Dark Side of the Moon, the album that's all-time classic, Dark Side of the Moon, and I think it's called Time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's off Dark Side of the Moon. It's called Time, and it has a very similar sentiment. Like, you can never seem to find the time until you're running out of it, right? You know, it's a similar idea, and it's a really nice timeless sentiment, no pun intended. Yeah, it's really good. I like the song a lot. It's a nice ballad. It's beautiful.
Everything from the back seems beautiful, but at times it gets really ugly. You already know what to do. When we got
Harmonies.
nothing to lose, when we're not changing, we choose. Fighting for whatever cost, if the light's dying. Every sister, if you.
Okay, so they did something cool there. I love choral music. I love choirs. I love groups of singers, you know, singing in different harmonies and things like that. They did something that was kind of what we would call a round or a canon, where you can hear one of them do da 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 da, and then the other one would go da 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 da. So it's like a call and response of similar lines, but different voices are doing kind of the same thing, repeating. That's called a round or a canon. Like, you can hear it here.
What to do when we got
Right here.
nothing to lose, when we're not changing, we choose. Fighting for whatever.
So that right there, that like call and response thing is what we call a canon. It's pretty cool. Another thing that I really like as well is back when they were doing these vocal harmonies, they did a really nice job of matching their vowels. When you sing harmonies, to make it completely in tune, you have to do more than just sing the right notes. To make sure something's truly in tune, you have to be singing the same vowels. And there's super sciencey stuff. Again, I won't get into all of it here, but long story short, there are subtones that are created underneath the notes that you sing that change based on the vowel shape. And if two people don't use the same vowels, then those subtones won't tune up and it won't sound right. But they do a really nice job here.
But at times it gets really ugly.
So when they sing "gets really ugly," it sounds like unified. Like, it's in the same rhythm, of course, but even the vowels they use sound very similar. And that's what makes those voices lock in together. You can actually hear one time where they don't use the same vowel on the word do. The guy here with the gray, he uses more of an and the guy singing the melody sings ooh, and you can kind of hear, they're not in tune, but you can kind of hear how the two different vowel sounds change the way that they blend together. It's right here, actually. Listen.
I didn't know what to do.
So one of them's going and the other one's going ooh, and so it doesn't sound as unified. It doesn't sound bad, but it's not as locked in as when they had the exact same vowels. So I'm getting kind of nitpicky with this. You guys didn't see the side of me in the last video, but that's because I'm a music analyst, you know, and so when it comes to singing, I can teach about it. I mean, I'm a singing teacher. That's my job. So I can really hear these details when it's stuff that I'm familiar with, you know?
When we got nothing to lose, when we're not changing, we choose. Fighting for whatever cost, if the light's dying. Every sister, if you're stuck inside my never-ending thoughts. I'm trying hard, 'cause I know what it costs. 'Cause one day we'll run out of
Nice.
time, memories will leave and be. Many things we can control. I hope you know it's better to try.
I really like his sense of line. I don't think that I got as good of an impression of him in the last song, because I didn't hear him singing like this as much in the last song that I did. I really like his legato. Legato is a topic that I've talked about a million times on this channel, but the short version of the term is whenever you speak a line, like if you're saying a sentence or whatever, like the way that the words bleed into one another and they carry creates a line. So when we speak in lines, whether we realize it or not. Like, if you, the clearest example I always use is if I talk like this all of a sudden, my ideas don't connect together because the words are separated in an unnatural way. So we speak in lines. And so, you know, there's no law about this, but generally speaking, you're the most communicative when you sing, when you have a line of sound. And so here, I really like these phrases he's singing because he does a good job of the singing sound just connecting in a line really well. Like you don't hear big separations, and each word kind of bleeds over into another and creates this really nice, consistent line of sound, right? Listen to this again.
Believe in me. Hide many things we can't control. I hope you know it's better to try.
Nice legato. Great.
One day we'll run out of time. Memories will leave in me. Hide only when push comes to shove. Your best is enough. It won't hurt to try.
I like the instrumentation.
Time and time again it rings things I don't understand. I'm drenched all over, still under all I can. Now we're aware there's no reset in this world, so I'll never ever walk away with souls left unchecked. Oh, 'cause if I'm living anyway, I'm spending every day scattering stars in the night sky, hoping it'll lead away for better days. Savor every moment with me while we're here, 'cause I don't want
Woo!
it.
Nice harmony. Yeah, that whole little sequence was super nice. The way that the melodies traded back and forth, you had those vocal harmonies that sort of started stacking underneath it all. That was good. Yeah, why didn't I listen to this first? This is great. I love this. This is really nice. This is it's got a great message, but it's also got this really nice sense of feeling. And what I like really about the way that they deliver this vocally is that the instrumentation in the background. There was one point where you heard these big, like, almost like trumpet or trombone hits, like bum, bum, and then you have this like a bup, 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 bup in the background accompaniment. And while that was happening, the singers were singing these really long lines of sound. But when that dropped out, he started taking this approach where it was like da 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 da. It got a lot more rhythmic, and that's a really nice example of them writing the music in a way that contrasts with the accompaniment. And I know that sounds like a like, what does that have to do with anything? But our ears gravitate toward contrast. If everything sounds the same all the time, then nothing is interesting to our ears. So when you've got singers singing busy lines along with simple accompaniment, it stands out more. But if you have people singing simpler lines along with busier accompaniments, the melodies, the lines stand out more. And both these sections show that. Let me see if I can get back to it just to see so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you listen to the background, you're going to hear this bum, 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 bum kind of thing from these, like, I don't know if it's synths or whatever it is, and you're going to hear these big trombone hits. And so the lines you're singing are very long.
It won't hurt to try.
And so it's like da 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 whatever, and then whenever the blonde hair guy starts, all that busy stuff in the background drops out, but his line gets more complex.
They will run out of time and time again. It rings things I don't understand.
And if you listen to the background, bum bum bum, it's a lot simpler. Background accompaniment is very simpler. So there's this really interesting contrast between what the singers are doing and what the music's doing, and it shows really good sensitivity in the composition of the song. Really good stuff. Fast forward a bit. In case you did not know, it is harder than ever to grow on this platform, so please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. On that note, I also am a professional singing teacher. I teach voice lessons for a living. Join my Discord server if you're interested in that kind of thing. I teach all the time. I'd be more than happy to give you a free assessment. It's totally free, 30 minutes, where you can get a good idea of where your voice is at, and we can game plan for the future from there. I also have a Patreon, I have memberships, I have a merch store, all kinds of ways that you can support this channel. Please consider supporting me. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you, and back to the video. Oh yeah, I want to hear this harmony one more time. Those are really nice. Nice.
Memories will leave them behind. Many things we can't control. I hope you
Yeah, there's the bassier sound.
it's better to try, 'cause one day we'll
So him singing Estelle, I guess. No, I don't remember. I can't remember their names, guys. Help remind me in the comments. Him singing this kind of like line over everyone else's melody is what we call a descant. A descant is where it's like usually a higher pitched voice singing a sub melody alongside what everyone else is doing. This is an example of a descant. Very common toward the end of the songs on final choruses and things like that. If you go back and listen, everyone else is kind of singing the more straightforward chorus where he's doing his own thing over the top of it. That's the descant. See, he's gonna come in later.
Try, 'cause one day we'll run out of.
Clever. Awesome. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Wow, that was awesome. Really cool. Really cool song. Yeah, I love the descant at the end. It was so well written. And just like I said in Damn, I love how they represent all three octaves. You got da, da, like whatever, whatever the notes were, but it's like all three octaves being represented. They don't leave us basses out of the equation. So really good stuff. Fun song, well written, well executed. These guys are great. Yeah, I mean, keep sending the recommendations. I mean, you guys have been so supportive. I'm gonna listen to everything you guys send my way. I'll try to put out one SB19 video at the very least, once every 2 weeks, maybe once a week if you guys keep responding the way you have before. I mean, I have no reason not to, because these guys are great, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of what they have to offer, because I've already heard two totally different sounds of the things that they're capable of doing. So yeah, I can't wait to see more. Thank you all, 18, right? Thank you all so much for all of your support. Thank you for flocking to this channel and supporting and just like showing me so much love. It's honestly incredible. Anytime I put out a video about a new band or new artist that I'm not familiar with, I've never talked about before, I always get this thing of like, oh man, like, is the fan base gonna hate me or not? Because I'm really analytical, so some people think like, oh, he talks too much, oh, he's tuned out, there's no feeling in it, blah blah blah, like, oh, he's just tearing my favorite singers apart. And so whenever I release a video about a new artist, I get a little nervous, but you guys have just been so supportive, and so like, oh man, thank you all so much, and I can't wait to hear more. On that note, take care, guys. I'm feeling ill, so I'm going to go rest for the evening. But thank you all for your support. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.